I keep saying this, it should be impossible, or it was deemed impossible for me to be where I'm at right now, considering all that I've been through.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm really grateful.
Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Unpack with Nay, a show where we have wholesome and authentic conversations. My name is Angel Anasiki and I'm your host. In today's episode, we have a multi-dimensional performing artist, Hermes Iyele. How are you, Hermes?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so I want us to start off our conversation with a little gratitude.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, cool.
You ready?
Yeah,
So
sure.
you're going to tell me 3 things that you're grateful for right now.
I think it's cliche to say I'm grateful for life, but still,
don't-
it's what it is. It's what it
Okay.
is. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for growth.
What about life are you grateful for?
What about life am I grateful for?
Yeah.
I think every beat of it. I'm not one to take an experience out of life or to appreciate one experience more than the other.
Okay,
I
fair
feel
enough.
like
Yeah.
everything comes together to makes what it means to have lived the life or something.
Okay, so what's
So
the
all of it, I'm grateful for all of it.
Okay.
Life growth, because again, I keep saying this, it should be impossible, or it was deemed impossible for me to be where I'm at right now, considering all that I've been through.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm really grateful. Last thing, for family and few friends.
Okay. So I think one thing that anyone who's watching that knows you is aware of is how open you've been about, like, growing up, your challenges,
Yeah.
your family, your mom especially. So I want you to just walk us through how growing up was for you.
Um,
For the people who don't know.
that would be a long story.
I mean, just like pockets of it.
So I went from studying to, my mom was never around.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, people think my mom has always been there my entire life, and maybe that's why I appreciate the way that I do, but no. I was raised with my dad my entire life.
Nice.
And that, the entire experience of that, it's a lot, like I already said, but going to school, that's primary, secondary, it was a tough thing, but my dad sort of like had a way of
Right.
just making us feel loved,
I like
making
that.
everything just seem okay, regardless of whatever it was the situation people might say that we were going
through.
Yeah, he just made everything seem okay.
When you think about it, what's the most, off the top of your head, what's the most challenging thing you faced while growing up?
I think it was when we were moving from one uncompleted building to the other, and then we just got to this uncompleted building, and then the owner came and then threw our things out.
Wow.
And it was a bit violent with my dad, and it was the most difficult thing I've ever had to experience or watch.
So where did you guys live after that?
On the street.
Really?
Yeah, my dad had a bus. Yeah, we're just in there. We just bathe around the bus.
Wow.
And then cook there, run to school from there, come back, eat, and then find somewhere to go play or do whatever. I used to go.
How long did that last?
For a couple of months, I think 6 months.
Wow, you're doing that for 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you were a child then, right? Did you understand? I mean, looking back at it now, it's so, can you imagine living like that way right now? Can you imagine living the way you did right now?
No.
Exactly. So as a child, were you aware of your current reality at the time? Like that, oh my God, this is like some hardship, or it was just like life as it is?
So saying that my dad made everything seem okay might be a put together way to say it.
Yeah.
But
He really did.
Yeah, he really did. He
Yeah.
really did. I feel like the kind of love he raised us with was paramount to the way that I grew up, because like the kind of experience I've been through, I've heard a lot of people talk about like how their experiences shaped them.
Yeah.
And I've been through a lot of difficult things in my life, but I wouldn't say that they shaped me into a difficult or hatred-filled individual. No, my dad just had a way of bringing the love, overemphasizing, maybe not over, but just emphasizing the
The
love
right
and
way.
just making sure that
Yeah.
we get what love teaches in whatever situation we were in, and that was my takeaway from most of it.
I like that. So I don't know. Did I ask that? Is Hermes your actual name?
Yeah, it is.
I love that. Like your parents named you there.
Yeah, my dad was very traveled. He worked with UNICEF back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, so he traveled a lot, and he was very spiritual with names. I'm Hermes. My brother's Akhenaten, Kutumi. My
Wow.
sister's Isis. Yeah, so he just named all of us like that.
I like that. I like that. So let's go back to like little Hermes. How old were you when you were living around the bus for 6 months? Do you remember?
Not quite, but I was
But you were
in I was in
young.
high school. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
pretty
young.
Yeah.
Oh, high school. Okay, well,
Yeah, it was-
that's interesting. So Hermes, who was going through that challenging period of his life, what was one thing that he dreamt of at that age? Because obviously earlier you mentioned that, no one would have thought that you'd be where you are right now, right? So
Yeah.
what did that little boy like hold on to? What was that dream you had growing up?
To be honest, like right now, yeah, multidimensional.
Yeah.
Even back then, I just knew that I had a lot of strength. So, like within the capacity of athleticism, maybe acting, I just knew I wanted to do something around entertainment or sports. And for the longest, I tried to chase basketball. I played basketball. God, I played basketball.
Yeah.
I really played basketball. Got a couple of scholarships. I think one to Europe and then two to America, but was denied visas, so
Wow.
I never got to go there. But yeah, always just had that dream. Even back in school, every time they would have like teachers meeting and stuff, they would just call Hermes. Say, yeah, that guy just came to choreograph something,
Yeah.
dance and the rest of it, music sometimes, and we just do that. And I feel like that's always been the dream, to do something within the entertainment.
So yes, everything that you dreamt of as a little boy, it feels like you're actually like living that life.
Yeah,
How does that feel?
it feels great beyond words. But you know how when you envision things that you want to be, you want to achieve in the future, you don't tend to envision the work it will take to keep it and all of that. And then they're setting unforeseen circumstances that are also just basically responsibilities that are biting me in the places that are not good.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. So what are the responsibilities that are biting you in the places that are not good?
So one thing that I don't exactly speak about a lot is the difficulty of being the one that makes it out of all of that difficulty. Because I still got brothers, elderly brothers, and then a kid sister. And I am currently responsible for all of them. Financially, at a capacity, because the adults as well, and they're doing as much as they can for themselves as well. But basically, rent and a bunch of other things. That's aside my mom, who I'm also catering for at the elderly people's home that she's at. I plan to bring it back home at some point. But yeah, all of that just tends to like be a lot to handle sometimes. Yeah, but I'm grateful for all of the responsibility that I've got, because like as much as I can complain about how heavy it is, I'm also grateful for how much purpose it gives me.
It gives you.
Because that's why I go as hard as I need to. That's why I work as hard as I do.
Yeah.
And as much as it's like one of the things that takes most of my energy and finance, it's also one of the things that really drive me to be who I am today and work as much as I do today.
Yeah. So hearing you, you're very family oriented, you're doing all these things for your family.
Yeah.
How do you care for yourself? Like, how do you actually, do you think you even prioritize, put yourself first?
So I had to take a sip for that one.
Yeah.
I do prioritize myself in ways that I can prioritize myself. Self-care, mental health. So as much as I do care for my family, I can only do as much as I can per time as is within my capacity.
So when you can't?
Like I already said, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that. Like I already said, they're adults as well, so they can totally handle themselves.
Yeah.
I'm just being there for as much as I can be there as siblingship. So as much as I can support them, I'm there for them. but I'm not responsible for them.
Okay.
So that's just where that's at. But one situation I know I'm absolutely responsible for is my mom's.
Yeah.
And I really love her, regardless of our situation growing up and everything. But,
Yeah. So I was going to talk to you about that. You talk a lot about how she wasn't there growing up. Where was she?
So my dad and my mom were separated. Yeah.
Okay. So when did you reconnect with her?
After my dad was late.
Okay. When did your dad pass?
Right after high school. It's been
Wow.
8 to 10 years now.
Wow, I'm sorry.
That's fine. It was when we had to go bury my dad that she sort of came over. It's a long story with that as well. There's some point she was trying to come back. My dad was like, "Oh, I already raised the kids to like where they can actually fend for themselves." It's like,
there's
no need basically, and some other things. We tried holidays with her as well, a bunch of things. It was just a lot of back and forth with that.
Yeah.
But after my dad died, we had to bury him. She was there, and afterwards she came to the house and started staying with us. Yeah.
So I think I saw somewhere about how when you were growing up, when people would come to school and like have their moms there, it used to make you feel some type of way.
When did this come out?
It used to make you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And obviously I don't have a mom as well, so I know what that void feels like. But the thing is, now she's been back in your life for 10 years, but you've grown up, right? I don't know if there's still that Hermes who's looking for her, who's looking for do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because also, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, what her health status is. She has dementia. Is it dementia?
Yes.
She has dementia, so she doesn't remember you, right? So she knows you, but she can't speak.
I could see in her eyes every time I go to visit her that she does know who I am.
Yeah.
But like, it's a difficult thing to explain, looking at someone you really love in the eye and just expecting her to say something, like just say,
yeah,
and all of that.
So I think my question is like, now you have her back, but you don't have her back. Is there a part of you that just has regrets? I mean, you didn't do anything, but like just yearns for her more because.
So I'm not one to do regrets, but wishful thinking. I don't think there's any human being on earth that could shy away from that. So she's never been around when, like you already said, would have parent-teachers meetings. I'll just wish that she was there.
Yeah.
All of those sort of things. And then to think that when we got her back was when her dementia started. So it's like, this thing you've been waiting for all your life, you get it now, and it's not even what it is that you thought it was. But yeah, and I just, it's just a lot to feel.
I can imagine, yeah.
To accept.
How do you think you process that?
I feel like my dad did a great job to preparing me. I don't know about my brothers, but preparing me specifically towards this eventuality, because he told all of us. I think we're all in the room every time he said it.
Did she have dementia before he passed?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
See, yeah. It was always, she could really cook. My mom's a very beautiful woman. So it would just be, every time I would just be like, if my mom came to school today, everyone would just know that, that your mom is shy, and all of those, those, I just wanted to be like proud of having my mom as my mom, but she was never there. And then when she came back, she wasn't the mom that, the same person I was hoping to meet. But like I said, life is just life. It just happens, and there's only so much we have control over.
Yeah, but I love that you're still, like, every time I watch your videos with her, it's so heartwarming. It's like, in front of me, I can understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying so clearly, and I'm just playing clips in my head of both of you together, and I know that you love her so much, and there's all that, I wish you could say something to me, but I understand and I still love you. It was just, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's really beautiful, and I'm sure that she's proud of you. I want to talk to you about, do you think that that whole situation with her has influenced you in any way, influenced your creativity in any way?
productivity maybe, but creativity, I wouldn't say.
At all? No. It makes you want to work hard, but it doesn't like affect any forms of your creativity. And you're a very creative person.
Yeah.
Did she ever see you be in your elements?
No.
No. How does that make you feel?
Sad, to say the least. But I mean, one of the things I have to make do with. Definitely one of the things I have to make do with. And to be honest, yeah, I don't like to tether my creativity to any one particular situation.
Yeah.
I like to believe that creativity is inspired by life, and life is so broad. The experience of life cuts across everything. Me being here, me having experienced everything I've experienced before being here, and all of the beautiful things I will experience going forward. I like to let everything inspire me. Yeah, so this is just one of the things that I've experienced. It's an inspiration in some sense, and it is a thought to ponder on.
I like that.
Sometimes as well.
Also hearing you speak, from your journey, from how like you grew up to your rise to fame, I would like that's fine, right? Your claim to fame, rise to fame, or anything. How has it been coming into yourself in that way? Because I remember the first time I saw you for the first time. It was at, what's this thing called? African Artists Foundation. Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago, or when I don't remember.
I think 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think no, it was 2021. It was 3 years ago.
Was it?
Yeah. There was something going on, and you had like this, the dance thing, and I remember being so mesmerized by it. And like, I don't watch the thing that you were on, but I just remember when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this guy is really cool. You know, how does it feel to be because you're still the same person. When I saw you, that was before the house, right? And you've come out, and you're still the same person. How have you been able to come into yourself in that way and still remain Hermes?
If anything at all, yeah, the one thing I'm absolutely thankful for is the fact that I knew who I was before I went in that house. To be honest, I wouldn't say that it didn't affect me, like being in there and coming out to that much fame. And I've just been contemplating making a video about that, but I'm gonna do it soon, about how much that space changes one. I feel like the fame that the space that I was in gives any individual is too sudden to adapt to. And if one doesn't already know who they are and how they want to approach or apply their energy, you could get lost in all the possibilities that gets thrown at you at that speed. It's a good recipe to losing oneself.
I like that. So the what you're saying is you knew who you were.
Yeah,
before.
I sort of had a foundational perspective of who I was, who I wanted to be, and how I wanted to get there.
Yeah. I think we've had the first time that we had a one-on-one sit-down conversation, we spoke a lot about, finding yourself and coming to yourself in that way. But to anyone who's watching this, what would you say to them if they're on their journey to like finding themselves? What helped you coming to yourself? Obviously, it's a series of trial and error. It's not linear.
It's not something I can oversimplify or say this is a formula to it. But if anything at all, it would be to I allowed myself feel.
I like that.
Yeah, I allowed myself feel, and I did the work to try and understand what it was I was feeling, so as to know what to do with it if ever I feel like that again. And to be honest, there's a lot going on about ease and wanting to make ease or all of that. And if anything, if I've understood anything from the journey of finding myself, is the fact that pain and the lesson that pain had to teach was played a very important role. And it's a natural thing to think about life, is to think about all the experiences that one would have to go through to live a life.
Yes.
And if you'd consider that in truth, you would understand that pain would be a part of that. And to understand that and not push it away would be to understand it in truth instead of not wanting to experience
Yeah.
it, you know?
I like that.
And I've grown from a lot of experiences that weren't exactly pleasurable or quote unquote good,
Yeah.
but I found good in them. I found love in them. I've understood them to process them for my own good. And yeah.
When you started, because I think you're very open, like very honest, authentic to yourself. When you started sharing online, like being vulnerable, did you get any, let's not say backlash, but what was the response like from home, from family?
It was harsh.
Yeah?
It was tough. Yeah, my eldest brother, I love him. I absolutely love him. I feel like, again, he was one of the reasons why I pushed as much as I did.
Yeah.
Because he would just, he had a lot to say, and it was just out of love, but it was how he perceived his own love.
Yeah.
And when I was practicing to speak the way that I do,
Yeah.
he would come at me every time. You're Nigerian. You don't sound Nigerian. That's not how Nigerians speak. Go on, this is not Nigerian speaking. You're sounding fake. You're so fake, and all of that. But I just held on to the fact that if I wanted something, I wanted to grow into something. I just needed to do the work, practice over time, and within time, I'll definitely get to wherever it is I want to get to with the hard work and everything I need to put in. I just kept going, but I feel like that resistance made me even want to do it even more. So yeah.
I like that. Do you think there's a thin line between sharing vulnerability, right? It's like sharing vulnerability and like attention seeking.
A thin line between these three things: attention seeking, vulnerability.
What do you think you are?
Authentic,
Love that.
truthful.
So vulnerable.
So vulnerability, in my opinion, is tethered to truth. If one accepts their truth, not comparing to anything else or anyone else, you can be vulnerable because that's all you know. That's all you're even proud of it because it's your truth. You've accepted it for what it is. And that's exactly, I think that's what it was.
What's
the question
that?
you asked.
It's coming to you.
What makes me, what makes me like vulnerable and all of that.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I just know my truth and I think it's enough. I know it's enough. I'm not trying to compare that to anything else. And when you say truth, it's like oversimplifying it. Because that can be hard to accept in the world that we currently live in, with how much comparison is going out there on the internet and everything else. You see people's life and you want it.
Yeah.
And you want to do the things that they're doing for it and all of that. But I think a sense of peace falls on an individual that finds truth in their current reality.
A sense of peace falls on an individual that finds truth in their current reality.
Did I just say that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I like that. You do that a lot. I feel like you say things, like there's lots of things that you've been saying that I want to repeat, but I'm like, when I'm watching it, I'll take it down. But a sense of truth in an individual, I forgot it. But that was really good.
Yeah, I just feel like if one can accept the truth of who they are, what they want, there would be a lot of things that actually leaves you the pretense of. Because I see a lot of people outside. I'm even tired of being outside, to be honest.
That's what he said.
I'm not tired. I'm not gonna do it again. But like,
because it's still work. I feel like most of the time that you're out is
especially
work.
In Lagos, especially in Lagos, like most things happen outside. But I feel like, again, going back to what I was trying to say, people who accept the truth, like, I've come from a very difficult background.
Yes.
It does define me at a level.
Yeah.
I've also learned how to navigate other life experiences. And as much as my life experience coming from a difficult background defines me in a way, the work that I've done to also adapt to the world at large defines me as well. So I'm not denying the fact that I've been through all of that. Even going through all of that, I've learned this, I've learned how to work, I've learned a number of skills.
Yeah.
And right now, all of these things, hard, difficult, whatever it is, are playing a beautiful role in my life right now.
I love
like
it.
Whatever it was necessary. Because I hear a lot of people, especially from where I come from, complain about the life. People want to escape that.
They're not prepared. Like there's no work.
Nothing prepares you for the kind of life that I've lived, to be honest.
Okay.
But there's such a thing as choice. There's such a thing as choice. You can choose who you want to become. Who you are, where you come from, maybe not so much of a choice. Some people are born into certain things. Some people are born into certain things. It's what it is. But there's a choice to decide what you want to become. If I had compared myself to whoever it is, rich kid or whatever it was, I would want what they have and not have it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with my reality, if I can accept that, I can do the work that is necessary to better life or live a better life or create a better life for myself or my siblings, whatever it is, going forward. So with what I'm given, I can work towards what I want.
Mm.
If I accept the truth of who I am.
Right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all it's been for me, to be honest.
I like that. I like that. That's so beautiful. I'm just taking it all in, and I've even zoned out. But that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, just so inspiring. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I want to talk to you about obviously everything, the work that you're doing. It's holistic health, right? Because it's your whole well-being. How are you able to? I know that you work out. I don't know. It's every morning you have the dumbbell that you're doing, but how has staying connected to your physical health, you think, affected your mental health and your creativity? How has it all come together? And what just keeps you so disciplined to just, build the life that you want?
I feel like it's all interconnected.
Yes, for sure.
My spiritual well-being, my mental well-being, and physical well-being are all interconnected. If I feel not so good in my body, it has a way of affecting my mental.
Yeah.
And then if both of them are affected, of course I'm disconnected spiritually.
Yeah.
So if I feel high spiritually, or I feel a sense of heightened spirituality, it would push me to be better within my body,
of course,
and also work on my mind as
Yeah.
well. And the same thing goes for when I feel physically strong.
Yes.
It affects my mental strength and my spiritual strength.
Yes.
So whatever it is I can tap into the time, because there's a sense of, you can navigate everything. I don't think that's possible. I think it's only
Tap into
possible to be one thing per time. Like the I don't want to divert. I don't want to digress. I was going into the yin and yang thing, but I think it's essential for what I'm trying to talk about.
Feel free.
So I feel like a lot of people think yin and yang is like a different part of an individual that you can wholesomely be per time. I think it's false. You can either be light, full light, or full darkness per time.
I like that.
I spoke about this in the
What's that?
the talk thing I did, the one I yet to did.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the year. This is the year that Hermes will drop that thing.
I will. I feel like it's just a lot of anxiety with that.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
Put my voice out there like that. But yeah.
I want to hear you. Can you people not hear how good this sounds? So much wisdom.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of people think you can be light and darkness at the same time per time. I think it's false. I think we have the same capacity to be light or darkness. For instance, I think the example I used in the talk thing was when you need to say no to a situation, to an individual. In that point in time, you were definitely dark. This person needed light and you had not to give. So you're not partial, like, you said no, within whatever perspective. And when you can't give the support, you were light, or you are light.
Yes.
So you're not necessarily supposed to carry balance your entirety. I think balance is tethered towards truth, the truth of capacity. So if you have the capacity to support the person in that, or the situation in that, whatever it is.
Balance is tethered towards truth.
Truth. Just like, again, life is tethered towards truth, and then vulnerability is tethered towards truth. I believe God is truth and not righteousness, to be honest. Because righteousness is being light constantly.
Yes.
And no entity or individual can sustain light continuously. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's a burnout on the other end of that. So if you're truthful about the capacity that you have per time,
yes,
you will know exactly what you can give. If it's a no, or yes, why not? I can support you with this, with that. Or, I'm so sorry right now, I can't because I have this to deal with. If you're truthful with yourself, I think you can somewhat eliminate regret of having overextended yourself or having underextended yourself. Because now you know, truthfully, I can actually give the support, so why not? Right now, I can't actually afford the support, so no.
I like that.
So I just think truth is everything, and just exactly now everything I was afraid of has happened. I've lost my line of thought. What was the question exactly?
Okay, Che, I like that question. So I'm going to ask you on camera now.
So we've got 2 more questions.
Yeah, 2 more questions. So, do you know the light and wisdom that you carry? Are you aware of all this wisdom? Like, what do I even call it wisdom? Like, just, yeah, wisdom, knowledge. Like, the things that you say and how much of an impact it can have on someone that you meet or you're connecting with.
Yeah. At the capacity, I am very aware, like already established in the conversation. I know who I am at the capacity.
Yeah.
But thank God for growth and the possibility of it. So like there's so much more I can be. And like we were saying off camera, if I meet to a certain extent or pride on quote unquote wisdom or knowledge or applied knowledge or applicable knowledge that I have right now, there's a sense of ego that comes from that. I'm conscious. Yeah, there is.
Do you think is that in general or pertaining to you as a person?
No, it's me. I don't do general. I just know what works for me.
You.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I love the stuff.
And I've seen myself get lost in the fact that I know, and there's a sense of knowing that becomes a problem. When you know and you feel like everyone should know what you know, that's like superimposing. That's taking away choice. So to accept the fact that I know what I know, it works for me, and I'm satisfied with that. If I will share, it would be from asking or a will to share on whatever platform I choose to share. And that's what it is for me.
I like that. So my final question is, obviously, I think that you're someone who's taking care. No one is perfect. Everyone has their challenges. But I think you're very aware of wellness, like just life and all the different, compartments that make up one's life, right? What is one thing or some things that are non-negotiables for you on a daily basis? Like things that you have to do for your well-being on a daily basis?
So I love myself so much.
I love you too.
I love myself totally. And for me, I require that from anyone that I choose or that I will choose to spend time or share space with. Because I sort of feel like people today depend too much on others for things they could give themselves. And I personally do not and will not ascribe to that.
So your non-negotiable is to love yourself on a daily basis.
So what that means is
I like that.
I love myself. And what that means is I love my family. Because for me, what it means to have love is to get it. And one can get love from family, from achieving purpose or achieving you're shooting the 2nd season of Unpack with Nay. Congratulations, by the way. I can't imagine how much joy that gives you.
That's what you wanted this morning. We're like, oh gosh, once we wrap.
So you see, it'll take, and your brother's always around, very supportive. I've seen you around your dad, your family. God.
How is this on me now, please?
No. I'm going somewhere with that. But what I'm trying to say is, it takes the work that you love to do, your family, to have love to give love to you. And I feel like a lot of people, especially within the quote-unquote term relationship, tend to expect one individual to give them all the love that they need for life and living. I will never ascribe to that. I feel like there's love everywhere. There's love in the air that you breathe. There's love in friendship. There's love in family. There's love in purpose. There's love in oneself and being physically fit or working self-care on your mental health, your spirituality, and all of that. I feel like there's a certain sense of satisfaction that comes from general self-care.
Yes.
And only the individual that has the life would know what it means to be loved.
Oh.
So if I love myself enough, I'm going to chase all of that. I'm going to find time for friends. I'm going to find time for family. I'm going to find time for work.
Yes.
And from all of this, or maybe a girlfriend or two, being polyamorous.
Yes.
But
I knew I said one question.
This is the last question.
Okay, well, keep going.
But yeah, yeah, all of this is what I feel like it means to be loved for an individual. And to chase that, to chase all of this as multidimensional, as broad as it is what it means to have a life.
I like that.
So that's where I'm at.
I like that.
That's
I
where
just want to add. Yeah. I just want to add to what you.
Angel.
Well, no. This is me. This is my own personal. I like concurring with what you said about loving yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like last season, I think I spoke about this briefly, but what you just said, what you just described, that's thinking that when we were younger, we were made to think that relationships, somebody will come into your life and like
change
give you
we
butterflies.
Beauty and the Beast,
and give you butterflies and all those things. And wow. I was literally thinking about it this morning on my way here, just how much I love myself. I love my life right now and all the things that I'm doing. I can give that love to myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anyone who's gonna come is just
so you see, and that's what I always tell people that I tend to share love with. Is that
people that I tend to share
love with, and that's also friends.
Oh, okay.
Aside from love, intimate
romantic,
romantic, or whatever it is that if I would even apply myself to you, I don't know what it means for you to feel loved. So, but what I carry is a willingness to learn. So if you're willing to teach or show how it is that you want to be related with or related to,
that.
I'm willing to learn and adjust accordingly. But I also have my way. I also have the things that I like, how I like to be talked to, the things I'd rather have in my own life as well. So if we can make adjustments towards each other, be it friendship, even family as it is right now, I constantly talk to them so that we know. Because even we didn't grow, because it's almost like you want to say, I know this person. But the person you knew yesterday is having something else they're desiring today. Yes. Are you willing to learn to meet this new person? Or are you hoping that there's the same person that you met maybe a year ago or 2 months? Oh, you've changed. Are you willing to change with them? Are you willing to learn how they're changing and why they're changing, what's benefiting them, what no longer serves them? Because as human beings, we're changing constantly. Yeah. And to be loved is to be accepted for who you are, not who you were. Who you want to be is who you are, where you're currently at, what you're metamorphosing into, what you want to change, what you don't want to change, what you want to sustain, and all of that. And that freedom is what it means to be loved, to have that. I
love that. I'm like, this conversation, really good. This was, I feel like I was going to go and ask you another question, but time is not on our side. So we're just going to go into the final segment. It's a rapid fire segment, a wellness vibe check powered by Nutrify. You have 14 numbers, 1 to 14, and you're going to choose 5 numbers.
5 questions.
5 numbers, 5 questions. Very fast. Okay. Very, very fast. Okay. What's your first number?
Number 5.
Number 5? I feel like everyone starts with this number. Yoga, gym, Netflix, marathon. Choose one. Yoga, gym, or a Netflix marathon?
I'll say Netflix.
Really?
Marathon, yeah.
What's the last thing you watched on Netflix?
I can't remember.
Okay. Next question. Next number.
Give me 9.
Okay, 9. What's one wellness habit that everyone should try but probably won't?
Stretches.
Yeah, I love stretches. Stretches are really good.
Yeah.
How often do you stretch?
Every day.
I like that. Yeah. Next number.
Give me 1.
What was the most challenging health goal you set for yourself?
Working out every day.
You work out every day? Like 7 times?
I try to. But at least I do 5 times in a week.
That's nice. That's impressive. I like that. Next question. Next number.
3.
What's your favorite healthy habits that you secretly hate doing?
Health habits?
Yeah.
I secretly hate doing?
Yes.
Working out. Jesus.
Really?
It's a love-hate relationship.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of pain that comes from it. Very uncomfortable. But I love the results that come from it. So it's not always, ease does not bring growth. Ease does not necessarily lead to growth. Thank God for grace that leads to ease that brings growth. But in my experience, ease doesn't always bring growth. So I accept the pain.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's really true. That's true, actually. Yeah. Okay, next. I want to go into that voice. Okay, next number. Next
11,
number.
11.
If you could turn any junk food into a superfood, which would you pick?
Junk food. I don't even do any junk food. I don't do none.
Really? When last did you have chocolate? Ice cream, popcorn?
Oh yeah. I don't want to mention the brand, but there's this chocolate drink I used to put straw inside.
I think I know.
I'm addicted.
I think I know. Wait, did we do 4 or 5 already? I think, okay, last number. I think, choose one more.
How many are the questions? How many? Number 1 to
14.
14. Give me 14.
What's the weirdest thing you've tried in the name of wellness?
I can't say.
You can't say, or you can't think, you can't remember.
Oh, I can remember very well, but
Okay.
I will not say.
Okay, that's fine. Well,
It's just one very weird thing, but thank God. Good.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Now I have a very lovely, beautiful, caring hamper from Nutrify to help you on your health goals.
Nutritions.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I spend on vitamins?
Wow. Okay. Well.
Can I have
yes, you can.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you so much. Who gave me this? Nutrify?
Nutrify. Yeah.
Thank you. Nutrify. Thank you. Is this a well enough? Is it a good enough? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Gracias.
Well, thank you so much for coming on this episode. I really appreciate it. I
Absolutely.
love having this conversation with you. Let me give you a big hug. Thank you.
Thank you for creating a space.